Hello and welcome to the Kingdom Bros Podcast, episode 7. Today, I'm without my guy, Steve, but I got somebody better. Just kidding, Steve. We love you, buddy. Better to replace him. Ryan Shieh is here on the podcast today. Very impressive young man. Podcast host, evangelist, preacher, speaker, author of 4 books. Incredible, all at the age of 22 years old, right? Is that right? 22?
Yeah, I'm a young gun, man.
Young gun.
Still hanging on to you guys. I'm trying to.
But sanctified. I think the reason I want to have Ryan on the podcast is because he has a different view of life than most people his age. He's 10 years younger than me. Just had my 32nd birthday. And what I love about Ryan is his perspective is different than what most people his age is. I think a lot of times in our Christian world, in our life with TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, it's all about influence. It's all about what does my platform say about me? And what Ryan brings to the table is what can God do with my platform? So Ryan Shieh, welcome to the Kingdom Bros Podcast.
Man, thank you for having me. And before we start, Lance, for you and for Steve who's not here, bro, I want to just encourage you guys and thank you all both because from afar, man, you guys have done a lot for me and a lot of other people. And I'm just grateful for our friendship and just the men you guys are, man, leading so many. So it's an honor.
Wow.
Honor to be here.
I love that. Let's go, brother. I'm excited.
Love you, bro.
Let's get right into it, man. I know we got a book to talk about that you got coming out, Counterfeit Christianity. We'll get to that. But I want to talk about who were you as a young gun? What were your parents like? What was home like in the Shieh family?
You got it. Come on. Man, I grew up in a Christian household.
Okay.
Went to church every Sunday. Knew right from wrong. I would say we leaned more on the side of morality of like, hey, you don't do that. You know, you do this, you don't do that. And then there's a God in the sky. Absolutely. Jesus Christ died on the cross. But for me, lifestyle and behavior was never about obedience or honor and love. It was more so about, okay, there's a police up there and like
compliance.
You want to make sure you don't get in trouble, right? That was it. And so I was a baseball player growing up. I played baseball at Liberty University. And so, all through my younger years, I'm practicing, traveling, we're traveling as a family, doing all these things, always on the road. And so Christianity to me was something that I had and definitely believed in. Right. But it wasn't like the forefront of my life. It was like, okay, look, if I'm not playing well, then maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I sinned last week. But if I am playing well, maybe that God's happy with me or he loves me more, all those kind of things. And so I had no idea growing up like what it actually meant to follow Jesus. Like I knew about him just as the demons do, but I didn't understand what it meant to actually like walk in his ways and abide, to abide in him. And so I get to high school. I commit to the University of Maryland super early as a baseball player.
Freshman or
sophomore? Sophomore year of high school, I commit.
What position?
Catcher growing up.
So did you have were you good home run hitter, or were you like
I was a good defensive guy.
Okay.
Yeah, had a good arm, good defensively.
But to commit as a sophomore, you must have been really good.
I was okay, and I mean I'm from Maryland, so I mean they knew, I was right down the street. My dad went to Maryland, so like for us, bro, I was like, this is perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, this is like you can live at home, we can go to all your games. Like it couldn't have been scripted better.
Stars aligned.
Everything was perfect, and so along with all that, like it was like, okay, I have to go there. Like this is just God's destiny for me to go there. Everything aligns perfectly. And so I get there on an unofficial visit, and I remember there were all the other commits in my class. We're all sophomores, and again, I'm this guy. I'm very pulled back, naive. I'm not into the party scene. Haven't drunk a drink in my life. I've never smelled anything of nicotine, any of this stuff. I'm just as innocent as it gets. And I'm with the other commits, and I'm just like, this does not feel right. Like something doesn't feel right. We're at a football game, all the commits are there, everyone's happy, Instagram pictures. I'm just like, this is not right, And so I go home, talk to my parents. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, but I don't think this is going to work out. Something doesn't feel right. They're like, no, full scholarship, basically in-state tuition. Right. Wow. Everything is like, dude, dad went there. We have, memorabilia in our basement, like all these things, And
the
I'm
Terps,
just like,
the Terp Nation, baby, come
Terps.
on. Your dad is just distraught.
He was like, you cannot go to Maryland. I'm like, look, I don't know, man. I don't know. Just something doesn't feel right. Looking back, obviously,
it was the Spirit.
Obviously, the Spirit. But again, I wasn't walking with the Spirit then. So to me, it was just a feeling, something in my gut. And so, decommit. reopened. It's like, okay, now we got to figure out where I'm going to school. And I remember the day, man, Liberty University calls. And I promise you, Lance, my first thought when I get that phone call is, I've never heard of Liberty. Never heard of Liberty. I had no idea it was a Christian school. Didn't know it was 4 hours from my house. Didn't none of this stuff. I had no idea. All I knew was it wasn't top 25 like in the rankings. And that's all I cared about. You know, it's like, okay, we go to good college, get drafted, have a good career, occasionally point to the sky. You know what I mean?
After the home runs.
Every now and then. But like, I mean, it's got to be at a certain level for me to go. And so I'm looking like, well, they're not that good. And eventually they get me down to a camp, and I'm like, let's just use this as practice for the other camps that we're going to. You know,
that's just so beneath you.
Yeah, like for the
Liberty,
other colleges,
like,
so prideful. I mean, I'm just full of it, and I'm just everything I'm thinking about is just like baseball and like what's going to look the coolest on Instagram and like all these things. It's ridiculous.
And is that how people treated you in high school? Like, would you say people like put you on a pedestal?
Absolutely.
And you bought into that?
Oh, I loved it, man. I loved it. It's like big man on campus. Like
give me all the smoke.
Oh yeah, first team all whatever, baseball, like, you know, superstar, and it definitely got to my head. And so I got there, I'm like, this is. But
even then at Maryland, that's weird that fell off to you when it was so in alignment with the way that you were thinking.
Yeah, well, okay, so to get it back to my upbringing, right? Yeah. So we get there. I've told the story once on air.
Let's go. My whole life. We got this.
Once on air, my whole life. And so we get there to a football game.
Yeah.
And guys are chatting it up, having fun, couple drinks here and there.
Yeah.
Things are coming out of your mouth, right? And he looks at to a guy besides me, and he's like, "Hey, tell that guy that he's a son of a bee." Ooh. Okay. And I'm like, I've never said that word in my life. Like, I'm, helicopter parents. I'm not going to say these words. Like, I've never done that, And so I'm sitting in that moment right there. I'm like, okay, do I say it? Do I not say it? Like,
oh wow, this
I'm
is
a
like
Christian. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just call it what it is. Those guys weren't following Jesus as much as I was,
Yeah.
And so sophomore year of me, I'm like, I guess I'll say it to look cool, you know, to blend it. It says it. As soon as I say it, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this doesn't feel right. And so for the rest of the day, they're like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to go here. Then we go here at 11, 1 o'clock. We're going to, I'm just like,
you're off.
I'm out, man.
Yeah.
Like, mom's calling me over for dinner. I got to go, And so.
You're like, Mom, I need you.
I'm blaming mom. And so, I mean, we leave. And so that was like, okay. Yeah. To me, again, it was the morality thing. It's like, okay, the morality doesn't line up, so I can't go there. Having no idea that the college scene in general is going to be a place where you're going to have to face temptation, which I'll get to later. It's like, I had no idea.
Totally.
No idea. Long story short, I get to Liberty. They offer, and so I
go to
leave,
the camp for practice.
To the camp. Everything's great. Everything's.
But you like it.
I did. Yeah. I loved it. The campus was great. But again, there's that thing in the back of my mind where it's like, they're just not that good. That's what I'm thinking. Like, they're not that good. And so we leave, and over the next couple of weeks, going to all these other schools, bigger schools.
Yeah.
And it was so late in the game. Long story short, I'm a junior by this point.
Yeah.
And all the other bigger schools say, hey, man, we don't have any financial aid money left. Like, you can come as a walk-on, maybe your second year.
What year were you getting recruited?
This was junior year by this point.
What year is that?
My third year of high school.
I know that. But
Yeah. 2021. Sorry.
I'm talking about the year.
Yes, 2021. Sorry. I was like, what is that? Oh, yeah, 2021.
Okay, so this is after COVID. There's a reason why there's no money.
2020, right before COVID. Sorry, right before COVID.
Yeah.
They're recruiting, but like colleges, they recruit, freshmen, sophomore, like Maryland did with me. It's like, we got to get them early and bring them on. And so they're like, we have no money. You can come if you want. We would love to have you. Of course, they're going to say that, but we have no money. And so for us, it was like, that's the sign from heaven. Like, I guess you're going to Liberty. Mm-hmm. And so in that moment, we're sitting on a round table, and we're just like, man, Liberty's not that good. And I don't want to bash Liberty, because I had a great 2 years there. I love Liberty. But it's like, man, you could go higher. Like, should we take a risk? Yeah. Should we go to other schools? And it's like, man, it's getting kind of late. You know, especially with the season coming around. Like, you want to be committed to then play, possible draft stuff. It's like, you got to make a decision. Long story short, almost disappointingly, I send the Instagram post, say, I'm going to Liberty. I'm disappointed, man. I'm like, man, better.
This should
higher.
feel better.
Yeah, like, this should be more.
This is a big moment. Why doesn't this feel good?
It didn't feel good.
Wow.
And so I commit, and so now my perspective is like, okay, now I'm going to just figure out a way to just play really good in high school and just go to the draft. Like, I won't go to Liberty. You know what I mean? Like, look, God, I had these plans. This is what I wanted. You kind of gave me a back seat on this one, and so I'll just outperform your plan and go straight to the draft. I won't even go where you want me to go. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. And
outperform your plan.
That's what I wanted to do. And so then all of a sudden, COVID-19 is.
Right.
2020. And no season. Baseball's done. No workouts. No draft, prospect stuff. Nothing. We're stuck at home.
Yeah.
And I remember, man, I'll never forget. I'm sitting in my room, and online school, right? And I'm just like, man, you said you're a Christian your whole life. I see a Bible on my bookshelf. I'm like, man, what is that Bible? I've said I'm a Christian my whole life, but like I've never read the Bible. There's no fruit in my life. Nothing about me says I love Jesus. Like, you're not a Christian, man. You say you believe, again, James 2:19, the demons believe. Like, so what? You know, like, you might be that Matthew 7, many come in my name. Say, look at all the points to the sky I had when I hit those home runs, and Jesus is like, I never knew you. And so that hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, I'm like, man. And so being an athlete, super competitive, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just do as much as I can to be a Christian. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, anything I can get my hands on, I'm gonna just do it. And so read the Bible in like 6 months, whole Bible. I'm just like on my phone, like,
now you're all in.
Read, check, doing the version, the Universal Bible plan just as fast as I can. I'm like listening to podcasts, books, all these things. And I come out of that season thinking like, I don't even want to play baseball anymore. I literally just want to, I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what ministry is. I don't know where I need to go. I just want to do something for the Lord. I have no idea what that is. And so I go back up to my parents. I'm like, hey guys, look, I know this is like the third time I'm telling you, but I can't go to Liberty to play baseball. Like, I got to do something for the Lord, right?
And now you're a senior.
Yeah.
In high school.
Yep.
And you're saying this.
Yep.
Bro, all the Lord, Bible reading.
I take no credit for it. It's divine from the Father. And so they look back at me and they're like, well, if you didn't know, which I didn't, Liberty is the #1 Christian school in the world. And so you can go and do both. And I'm like, wow, man.
That's a guy wing.
That's
you didn't
crazy.
even know this is
No idea.
So that's not on their flyer when they're trying to recruit kids to the
I wasn't
#1 Christian school
man.
in the world.
No, I was completely naive, had no idea, no interest, and so I'm like, wow, that works out. So get to Liberty, and I'm thinking like, okay, am I going to play baseball? Am I going to go into ministry? Can I do both?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Yeah.
And so, you play that first year, and I got there my freshman year fall and was balling.
You were killing it. As a
One
freshman?
of the best hitters on the team.
Really?
Which is crazy because
as a freshman,
I told you before, like, I was defensive,
Right.
I came in and I was like offensive.
Really?
Totally different. And so I'm like, man, this is kind of cool, kind of fun. We get to Virginia Tech for a scrimmage, and I come up to hit. Guy throws a slider, full count, doesn't break, and hits me right in my tricep. And I mean, it more than anything. It's like, you shake that off, man.
Yeah.
Get down to first, run the bases, go back in the dugout.
Tricep's not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
And so I'm standing on first base, and all of a sudden my arm is just like locked up. Can't move it.
From a slider?
It's crazy, man. Crazy story. And so inning ends, I get back in the dugout, and I'm going up to like our sports guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need ice. I need some. I don't know what I need, but I need you to look at this like right now. And he's like, man, you just got hit. Not a big deal. And by the time he said that, my tricep had blown up to the size of a softball. And so I can't bend it, can't move it, and it hurts.
Really?
I'm out of the game for the rest of the night.
Okay.
We get back to campus that night, and turns out I had a hematoma in my tricep, and I was out for months, 2-3 months.
For me and other people, hematoma, what is it?
Well, basically, so the tricep basically tore, and then the blood that was flowing through it gelled up because they waited so long, and so it just, it got bigger and bigger. So I was toast.
Mercy.
Toast, man.
From a hit by pitch.
Crazy stuff. I get back after that. This is now December.
Yeah.
January. We're prepping for the season. Yep. And I was never the same. Never the same player.
Does this thing require surgery or?
No, it was. They were doing like PT. They were doing all this stuff. Eventually, it was just you have to wait it out.
Was it your throwing arm?
No, left arm.
Okay,
left arm.
Okay, so this is the one you stick with when you're catching.
Yep.
This is your lead when you hit.
That's right.
Okay,
it was crazy, like weird, unusual, out of the ordinary.
What did it feel like when you returned to hitting?
It's
like a kink.
Kinda, but even everything felt off. You know, like my swing didn't feel good. Ball wasn't coming off as hard.
Yeah.
And then season comes around.
Okay.
And I get 17 at bats my first year. Pinch hitter off the bench. And between like just striking out, not doing well, unlucky plays, like all-star plays, catches against the wall, I finished my career with 0 hits. Nothing. And so you're looking at a guy who's the hot shot, man. Like, I'm the baseball guy. You know what I mean?
Your high school.
Yeah, like
everyone's like, "Yo, how's Ryan doing?
Yeah,
is he crushing it?"
Right. It's like, man, I can't wait to watch you this year. It's like, go ahead and look, man. There's not much there. Yeah, there's not much there. And so all of a sudden, this
identity,
big, arrogant, I have this complete identity crisis. I'm like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what to do.
Right.
I thought I was going to do this, but now this isn't going to work out. So like, I mean, I'm just completely lost for words.
And you're a sophomore, and you're just
sophomore at this point. So I played sophomore year 2, didn't play at all. And so 2 years, nothing. It's like I never even played.
And he didn't even exist.
Didn't even exist on the field. Yeah, it's like you've never heard of this guy. So I mean, I'm like, like any
Maryland's like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, they're like, we missed.
We
one.
dodged the bullet.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, and so I finish, and the 2 years go by. There's a period of window of time where I'm like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Learned some stuff spiritually, which I'll get into in a second, but I'm not a loss for words. I ended up not playing, or I stopped playing.
So your junior year, you tell the coach, I'm done. I'm not coming back.
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out.
He's like, are you sure?
Yeah, he's like, that'll do us a big favor with money. Financial aid, that'll free us up a good bit.
Your parents are like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's crazy, man. And so I stopped playing, and the next semester comes around, and by the grace of God, like, I just jump into this season of full-time ministry of like, okay, you got a book. I wrote that book while I was playing baseball, and so while I wasn't playing.
Which book?
The Abiding, Living Life Abundantly. And so I'm sitting on the bench, not playing, go home and write. That's basically what my life was looking like at that point. So I finished playing, book comes out. Hey, can you talk about your book here? Can you do this here?
As a college student, that's pretty crazy.
And it's awesome, man. And praise the Lord for it. And so that has turned into now, I guess 3 years later, of just getting to do what I get to do today and where I am today and what the Lord has done. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, but that was hard.
But I never would have expected it.
Definitely not. Take me to like your lowest point. Do you have a day where you're like, I'm gonna quit, this doesn't feel right in my spirit, or this doesn't feel right in my head, but right in my spirit? Maybe just take me to that lowest point where you're like, I'm lost.
Yeah, sure.
And I need Jesus. So like, not just like as someone I'd talk to, but like as someone that saves my life.
Yeah. So practically, I remember on the baseball side, I remember that first day of preseason, I'm like getting breakfast with a coach, assistant coach. I'm like, hey man, do you think I'll travel? Not expecting to start, but like, you think I'll travel? He's like, nah, man, you probably won't travel. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm not gonna travel?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care if I don't play. Like, just get on the bus.
Yeah.
I won't get on. He's like, nah, man, I'm sorry. And so I knew before the season even started, that second year, I wasn't gonna play at all. And so like the feeling of having a sport being taken away from you, I had to face that long before I even finished playing the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I'm showing up to the field every day, knowing I have nothing beyond this game after July.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And so from then, like, I had to just shift my perspective.
Weird though, because like you were a top prospect.
Supposedly.
This has to hurt, bro.
Yeah. It hurt, man. It definitely hurt. But like I said, I had to deal with all this. I'm like showing up to the ballpark, watching people play, sitting there trying to act like I don't care.
Yeah.
While also thinking like, man, like that should be me.
Right.
It was supposed to be me. It was written in the cards. Like everything, I did everything perfectly. Like, and that's what I was asking God. I'm like, I did everything you wanted me to do. It's like, I didn't party in high school. I didn't do this. All the morality stuff that I didn't do, I almost thought that was going to guarantee me success in life. You know what I mean?
Speak to that. Break that down for us now.
And so I'm going to pull you back. So this is when I get to college. I kind of mentioned this earlier. So I get to college freshman year, and I'm like, I'm the Christian. You don't tell me to do this or go here. And first week jumps in, and I'm just like thrown into the deep end of sin. Like you think liberty's safe from the parties and the drinking and the scares the next morning, like the hangovers. Like no one's safe from that, And so I'm there, man, and I'm like, I never did this growing up.
Well, you think about that, like even the Holy Spirit's upon liberty, but when that's happening, so Satan's also there too.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't want these people to step into their full calling and live abundantly and live free. So like even more so than a secular school, like liberty probably is under attack spiritually.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, especially with athletes too, because they're coming in like me, and you're like, I mean, I'm going there for sports. I'll figure out their Christian school once I get there. Like they have no idea,
right?
And so thrown into sin, doing things that I never would have thought I would have done. Okay, and I'll say here today, I have no problem saying like I live that life.
Yeah.
The parties, the highs and lows of the dopamine rushes, like sexual sin, all the things that you thought you'd never do growing up. It's like I just jumped into it, you know. And I remember I'm sitting in my room one night and I'm thinking like, man, how did you get here? Oh. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, you have memorized all these verses, quote unquote.
So your senior year, yep.
Done all these things, did all your homework, checked off all the boxes, and somehow you're here. Like, and you know, you're athletics, you're thinking like, if I get cause and effect, like this is what's going to happen. You put in the work, you'll get the success. Like that's what my brain thinks. Right. So I'm like, how did you end up here? And I'm asking God, I'm like, how could you let this happen almost? Like what? Like I'm supposed to be the goody two shoes child. Like why would you do this to me? You know? Yeah. And so then I was like, okay, I got to figure out what it actually means to follow Jesus. And again, this is as I'm failing miserably in baseball, falling flat on my face. I'm like, I really have nothing left. And this is what Peter says. He's like, where else are we going to go but you?
Desperate times.
I'm like, I got nothing else. And so crack open the Bible again, read it again. I'm like, I already read this, flipping through, skimming. And I get to Hosea 6 and verse 6, it says, for I desire love, not sacrifice. I desire your heart more than burnt offerings. Ooh. And so for me, in that moment, it's like, man, all my entire life, like I've been told to meet the bar, set the standard, do these things, outwork people, compete, be the best. Yeah. And it comes over to Christianity where it's like, okay, if I do these things and if I perform well, God is finally going to accept me. Like he'll finally love me if I just do what he tells me to do. And I get to Hosea 6, God's like, look, you don't need to do anything, right? The cross is spoken and it's completely enough. What I need from you is your heart. I need you to give me all of you, regardless of what you actually have. Like come to me with your brokenness, your messiness, your sexual addictions, like your party nights, like the nights where you like all those things, just come, man. And you can, I will gladly take you. And so from that moment forward, it's like, okay, I think following Jesus is not so much about performing as much as it is about pursuing. And so then for the rest of my life, to this day, man, it's like you wake up every day and you seek the heart of God, regardless of how you feel, what you did last night, right? His mercies are new every single morning. Right. And you just wake up and you're like, God, like all I have is you. This is all I have.
All I need.
I can't offer you much, That's
good.
And God's like, I don't really need you to offer much. Like my son is completely enough for you. And so that was definitely a low for me, spiritually, and what led to the book, Abiding. It's like to really follow Jesus well. The goal of everything is to be in close proximity, intimacy with him. The fruit in your life is like, if you walk with him, he's gonna come. Like he's gonna probably wear off on you. You walk with him close enough. But all this like performance evaluation, trying to show why you're worthy enough to die for, at some point, like that's gonna end. Like our willpower is only so strong.
Bro, that's so powerful. Talk to us about like striving, and what is your thoughts on like this performance Christianity? And striving for something.
I think unfortunately striving is the mantra of the land we live in.
Oh, bro, yes.
It's the waters in which we swim of like business, church, and then ultimately your relationship with Jesus. Like you have to do to get.
If
you know what I mean?
This, that. Like, if
that's
I
the
do
way
this,
it works.
Then I'll get that.
Yep. And so when it comes to like faith, we take stride. I'm sure you dealt with this too. Like athlete Christian, you come into that.
Yes.
And it's like, how do I
maximize potential?
How do I do all these things and like project? Have potential, all these kind of things. And so this is what has helped me. Okay. It's kind of one-liner. Perfection is the fruit of striving.
Yes.
Holiness is the fruit of surrender.
Say it again.
Perfection is the fruit of striving.
Okay.
Holiness is the fruit of surrender.
Holiness is the fruit of
surrender. And so look, if you want to be Mr. Perfect, like standing on the corner, like all your dues are paid, you got to go ahead and try, man. It's going to wear you out. Like it'll kill you. It'll literally kill you. Self-righteousness and self-morality will destroy you. But if you want to be holy, like set apart, sanctified, anointed, appointed, you got to let it go. That's the only way.
Ooh.
And here's why. Okay. Because anointing has nothing to do with you anyway. Like the Spirit of God is going to choose and use whoever he wills. right? And so if you want to be holy, set apart in Christ, right? Ambassadors of grace and reconciliation, like if that's who you want to be, you've got to stop, which is so countercultural.
Right.
Because then we feel like the lack of movement means the lack of like gaining and getting closer. But the upside down kingdom principle is when you let it all go, he actually gives you life, right? And so again, it's a shot at our pride.
You have a quote that you talk about, I want to read this. You said this to me a little bit ago that I wanted you to riff on a little bit more. Is the production you're looking for will come in abundance when you stop trying to produce. You said that.
I don't remember saying that.
Bro, I had to write it down. That's
like
how
that.
powerful it was.
I like that.
When we were talking. The production you're looking for will come in abundance when you stop trying to produce.
You think of the Beatitudes.
Okay.
Matthew 5.
Okay.
Right? Blessed are the poor in spirit.
Right.
There's the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, the merciful, the weak. America has completely changed that to where it's like, blessed are the powerful. For their business is the kingdom of the land. Blessed are the strong, the projectable, the potential, the tall ones, the handsome ones.
Saul.
They love those, right? But like the kingdom works so different than the way we think. Like we don't live, again, we're not citizens of this land.
Yeah.
And we have to remember that. It's so easy to forget that we're not citizens of another world. You go somewhere on vacation, they have these rules like, man, I don't know what you're talking about because I'm from somewhere else. But we don't live like that. We don't live like we were sent from heaven to earth to do something that the king has called us to do. We treat this world like it's home. And so we adjust to home principles when we're here. But the kingdom is totally different, where we have to understand that weakness is actually our strength, right? This is 2 Corinthians 12, verse 10. For my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness.
Okay.
God cannot perfect strengths. I want you to think about that. I'll say it again for you listening.
Okay.
God cannot perfect strengths, okay? He can only perfect weakness. And so when you go to God and say, look, God, I got all these things on my resume. Like I'm a really good speaker. I'm really good with people. I mean, I got all these followers. He's like, I can't do anything with that because that's not from me. Like you've made your own platform and promoted yourself so high that in man's eyes, you're up here. But for me, it's like, I haven't even stepped in yet. And so how am I going to perform and strengthen you when you're the one strengthening yourself? Right? And this is the kingdom principle. It's like, you have to let it go. That's Matthew 16:25. If you want to save your life, you lose it.
Yeah.
And it's like that's
Matthew
so
10, 30,
hard.
39 is my favorite verse. Cling to your life and you will lose it. Give up your life for me and you'll find it.
It's so hard for us to understand.
Yeah.
Because again, we want to have control. We want credit. That's the other thing. Credit's the big one.
Credit.
I'll tell you what, you want to know whether or not you're anointed?
Yeah.
Whether or not you get credit or God gets glory. That's it.
There's a difference?
There's a difference.
All right, let's talk about the difference.
Credit for you is like, so think about it like this. Lance comes on and you help a lady bring groceries to her car. Seemingly small.
Yeah.
A huge step of obedience, but seemingly small in the eyes of man, right? Yeah. And that lady goes up to you and says, Lance, you're such a great person.
Yeah.
For us, it's like, yeah, I am. Like that feels really good. Yeah. I'm a great person.
Credit.
And so we want that more than I can see more of Jesus in you. We'd rather hear you're a good person than I see more of the Father through you. And that's where you get attacked.
Bro, that's deep. Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm at the grocery store the other day. This homeless lady comes up. She got a whole thing of, she's got a grocery cart, but it's spilling over with bags, right? She's clearly homeless. And I put my groceries away. I see her out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, hey, this is somebody I can help.
Yeah.
Right? I think you're confronting my spirit here. So what ended up happening as I walk up to her, and I said, can I get you anything? I was like, hey, can I get you anything?
Yeah.
She says, cash or card? And she goes, you started the conversation. I said, cash or card?
Huh.
Bruh, in my spirit, I'm like, why is this lady not at my feet?
Yeah.
I'm offering her something. You're going to treat me like that? I'm stepping out of my way to give you something. And you're being mean to me.
Yeah.
Bro, I wanted credit.
Yeah.
I wanted her to say, oh, that would be so nice. Thank you so much. But she No, she gave me attitude. She said cash or credit.
Yeah.
Like, and then she reminded me, you asked the question, sucker. You asked the question, little boy. Get me what I asked for, right? And out of attitude. And bro, I walked in there, I got her a card, and I gave it to her. I said, have a good day.
Sure.
And she goes, what's the budget? She goes, how much is on here?
Ouch.
And, bro, but in that moment, bro, you're right. I was looking for credit.
Sure. I mean, but and here's the thing, is like, we're going to have that happen like for the rest of our lives.
Oh yeah.
You know, like the flesh in us is always going to want credit. And so what you do in that gap between fruit and reaction determines who actually gets the glory. You know, like you have the choice of like, okay, am I going to lay this down? The fruit of the Spirit that he's done through me, not my own work, but like what he's done.
Am I going to go,
me.
no, you don't deserve it now because of your attitude?
No. But possibly. Right. I mean, that's a heart check for you. Yeah. You know, like I'll give you an example for me. This literally happened like 4 months ago. Okay. Last March. I'm speaking somewhere in the morning, and like what happens is usually after whoever speaks, like they'll have these discussion questions, and then they'll stay after for 15, 20 minutes, whatever. So I go up there, speak, come down, and I'm just watching. I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, they're here a lot longer than they usually are. It's probably because I spoke this morning. Like, they're staying around for discussion, and they look really engaged, and it's 20 after, and they're usually gone by, noon.
Yeah.
I must have done really well.
Ooh.
And so, in that moment, bro, I'm like, whoa, like, where did that come? I'm like, listening to my mind, and I'm like sitting there thinking, I'm like, whoa, like, where did that? And so I have to like address and attack that immediately.
Oh, yes.
Like that is not the Father.
The fact that you realize that, though, is awesome.
Well, I mean, but it's no credit of mine.
Right.
It's not like I'm just this super in touch guy with spirits. Like, it's like the Spirit in you will convict you and correct you more towards who he wants you to be. And like the wrestle honors God. Let me say it again. The wrestle honors God. Like when you're in there and you're trying to feel like, man, I feel like such a bad person. Like conviction is the sign that you're actually doing something right. And so I wouldn't be afraid if you feel conviction. It's like I'd be afraid if you don't. Because then it's like, ooh, I've gone pretty far on my own, When
you don't feel convicted about your thoughts, sin, or actions anymore, that's an issue.
It should be.
It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's manifest that out into today's culture.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if I'm not convicted and those things aren't stirring in my heart anymore, I become numb, right, to my own platform. I become numb to my own influence, maybe, or what God is doing through me, or my own sin. Right. Yeah. So let's talk about our culture now with social media, following. Even like growing our business for God.
Right.
Take us there.
Yeah, I mean,
what are your thoughts on that and what you see, especially people your age on social and maybe even beyond? Like, what are you seeing the Christianity creep into social media, and why are you alarmed?
Yeah, well, we measure success by followers, metrics, views, like endurance on the reels, all those kind of things.
Vanity.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we have to understand that obedience does not become measured by the outcome.
Dude.
You know what I mean? Like
That's
we
good.
think that, okay, success is when I post the reel, when I get the 2,000 views and I get the 50 likes. Like once I hit that number, that's success.
It was a successful post.
Only if I get to there. But listen, the moment you post that reel, if you feel like that's what God's told you to do, you've won. Like the moment you post it, the moment you obey is the minute that you've won in all things. And so we have to just get out of this mindset of thinking that what happens is because of what you've done. And so like success is measured by self-sufficient strength, right? But obedience has always been faithfulness to what God has called you to do. I mean, think about this. In the scripture, Ezekiel, the prophet, is called to prophesy to Israel. It's like, look, guys, if you don't turn around right now, you guys are going to be in some trouble. Like you're going to go to Babylon, get exiled. It's not going to end well for you. And God literally tells him, go to chapter 2 or 3, go look at it. It says, God says, they're not going to listen to you. So he tells his prophet to go talk to them.
But they're not going to listen.
And he says, hey, buddy, they're not going to listen either. And
thanks.
So,
that was a great vote of confidence.
Yeah, it's like, well, thanks, man. Yeah, like that feels great, you know?
Yeah.
But think about that moment. Ezekiel could have very said, well, if it's not going to work, why should I do it? Right?
Bro, you're painting an analogy for parenting.
Maybe. We've talked about that before, too.
This is exactly how it feels to parents sometimes. Go parent these children that I've given you. They're not going to listen to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, so then
that's what it is.
Okay, then keep it going. Oh, he obeys.
He obeys, but he very easily could have said, well, God, if it's not going to work, I'm not going to do it.
Oh, bro, you're hitting the nerve.
And that's what we do. We say, okay, God,
nerve.
Unless you promise that it works, I'm not going to go. Like, I'm not going to start that Instagram account. I'm not going to start that business. I'm not going to post
Write
the book, go to this school, pursue this degree, unless you promise it's going to work. And that's not how God works. Like, that's not his economy.
Okay, how does he work?
Faith does not need promise. It doesn't need guarantee, right? It just needs direction.
Okay.
And so if you can move, like, think about Abraham.
Yes.
God says, go in this direction. He could have said, where?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't tell me where to go, I'm going to run out of gas on my horse. I'm not going to know how much to bring. You know, and he's like, just go. Like, I'll figure it out for you. I've already figured it out for you. And so you need to trust me, you know? And like
bring Isaac with you and kill him.
Yeah, might as well.
Throw him in there.
Might as well bring him with you.
Bring your son that I promised to multiply, and now you kill him.
Yeah. But even that story, all of it's like, do you actually trust God?
Yeah.
Like, do you really trust God? And for a lot of you, you may think you do, but if you look at your life, you don't. You don't trust him. You know?
Okay. What are the fruits of not trusting God in a counterfeit culture?
Yeah. Fatigue.
Oh.
Which goes back to striving.
That's a diagnosis.
Absolutely.
Fatigue is diagnosis. Okay?
Absolutely. You've put so much time into your business, your platform, your following. It's like you are running so hard on your own. No Gatorade, no Liquid IV. You're just running. You know what I mean? You're going to run out. Like, it's gonna run out. And so here's this is what will free all of us.
Right,
the production has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. Like, the Spirit of God, before you were born, has known exactly what he's called for your life. That's Ephesians 2:10, right? Good works in advance.
Right.
And so, like, if you think you can either alter, change, or boost those good works, you've already lost. You ain't changing those. Right? God has destined you for certain things that only you have been called to do. Not what your friend's doing, not the other influencer that you want to be like.
That part.
You have something for your life, right? You can't run every race. And so if you try to either change your race, boost your race, or try to swerve into someone else's track, it's not going to end well. You know? And so you have to remember at the end of the day, fruit, production, outcome, that's completely up to God. And if you can remember that, then how you get there, you're like, I trust you. Like, the T word comes up there. I trust you.
The T word.
Wherever that is, whether that's in the wilderness or whether it's in Israel, it's like, I can trust you completely. You know? Because
why do we struggle with the T word?
Because we have preferences, man. You know? Like, we have convenience and, like, you know, we have desires that we want. You know? Like, we want certain things at certain times,
a certain
with
way.
certain people, a certain way. It's like, can you receive a no and just do it my way instead? You know, like, the wilderness is going to be a lot harder than just going straight to the promised land, but it's going to mold you into the person you need to become, so you're ready for the promised land.
And you're gonna have to eat manna.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get used to it.
You're gonna have to enjoy the manna.
Yep. Yeah.
You'll never have overflow and you'll never have lack.
Yeah,
that's countercultural.
Can
we live there?
I mean, I don't think so. I think God's
in this culture, no. In God's economy,
that's the goal.
The goal is that.
Yeah.
What would say? The birds don't worry about tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like, look at the sparrows, man.
Look at the sparrows.
Don't worry about them. Like, the plants of the field, they grow. The birds of the air. It's like, who of you will add an hour of your life by worry? That's what Jesus says. And so listen to this, man. God's promise in the Scripture has never, ever been prolonged abundance. Ever. It's day-to-day faithfulness. Give us this day our daily bread, right? And so, like, trusting God is saying, okay, I trust you with all of my needs today. I get in bed tonight, close my eyes, wake up the next morning, then I'll trust you again the next day. You know, don't say we'll go here and do this and do there. That's James 2.
Bro, and
tomorrow.
How much faith and trust do we have to go to sleep?
Yeah. Right? Because it's like you're always sleeping. Yeah.
Bro, we could die in our sleep, man. It takes some faith and trust.
Yeah. No, and that's the basis of everything. Like, you think about the law, Old Testament law.
Yeah.
Right? Like God says it's 613 laws.
Yeah.
And we look at that as like, that's a lot of rules, man. Yeah. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what do you think he's trying to tell you when he says don't sleep with your neighbor, wife?
Yeah.
Don't steal. Don't commit adultery. Don't envy. Like, he's trying to protect you from a life that you think is fun, but it'll destroy you. It'll completely destroy you. And so, like, your decision to not go to that butt dial at 2 a.m., right? That's not, you saying no is not, I'm going to do the good Christian thing to do. It's, I'm trusting God.
He has something better for me than this.
I'm trusting him. He says not to do it. You either, do you trust that or you don't?
Yeah.
Like when you send me the address to this podcast place, right?
Yeah.
I could look at that and say, that's not it.
He lying.
Yeah. And so I don't trust you.
Yeah.
Right? Like your obedience, you listening, is a fruit of your trust. And so that's what you'd ask.
And trust is reliant upon the track record. Right? I have a track record with you, right?
Yeah.
Because of our relationship, that you're going to trust that address is right. So with God, like, have we even given him a chance to build a track record so that we can trust him?
Yeah.
And then the argument there is, well, he's never done anything in my life, right? Well, have you read the pages of the track record that he has? Right?
That's good, bro. Yeah.
Have we gone into the Word? If he hasn't done it for you yet, either you haven't seen it, you haven't noticed it yet. He's done plenty for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? Yeah, God's against me. Well, you're alive,
Yeah.
and you're walking,
Yep.
you're breathing, right? Look at his track record, but then start to build a track record with him so that you can trust him.
Yeah.
And knowing that, hey, even though this month I don't think I'm going to make any money, right? That, God's going to take care of you because of his track record.
Yeah.
Or even though he's asking me to do this, I don't know how it's going to end up. We still trust his track record.
John Piper has a quote. He says, God is doing a million things around you a day, and you may only notice 3 of them. Right? If you look at the scripture, I mean, the constant theme of like Old Testament Israel, as they're moving through life, right, getting to the promised land, God says one word: remember. Right? Remember the former things of old.
Teach this to your children.
Yes. Like, continue to pour it into your mind, put it on your doorpost, write it on your hands. Like, you have to remember the reality. And like, the only way we're going to get through this life is what you just said, of like, can I remember the character of God, of who he is, who he's been to me, my grandfather, my great-grandfather. Like, that same God then is going to be with me now. You know, and this is what he tells the Israelites. Like, look, they're asking for food, right? It's like, where are we going to eat? He's like, look, I just parted the Red Sea, man. You're going to be fine. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. It's like, just look at what I've done. And so you can trust my character regardless of where you are. And if you're listening, you're like, I haven't seen God move yet. Look to the cross, man. Like, regardless of any promotion or relationship you can have here, I think the cross speaks pretty much volumes for all of us.
Yeah, and if you look at Exodus 14:14, there's a powerful verse. Like, the Egyptians are like, oh no, we lost all of our slaves, right? They're chasing the slaves down, which is the Israelites, and they're about to cross the Red Sea, and they're like, Moses, what are we going to do? And this is before Moses sticks the rod in the ground and parts the Red Sea. Exodus 14:14 says, be still and know I am God, right? And in our Western culture, still is like freeze, stop, right? But in Hebrew and Greek, still is a peace of mind. Right, and then what's beautiful about that next verse is 15:15. God's like, what are you doing? Move, go, do something. Like, go across the sea. Stop freezing. Like, stillness is a peace of mind, right? In the next verse, the commandment is to walk across. Like, we have to have both. We have to have stillness and peace of mind that God is in control, and we also have to take action.
Yeah. Pastor Joby Martin is a friend of mine. He has a quote. He says, what if the miracle in your life is on the other step of obedience? The other side of a step of obedience. He talks about the John 2 passage where Mary looks to the disciples at the wedding and they run out of wine. And they're like, what are we going to do? Like, and she's like, just do whatever he says. You know, like, just listen to him. And like our lives would look so different if we just listened and obeyed that one-liner. Just do whatever he says.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions. Don't doubt. Don't even think there's another option. Like, just do as he said, and he's going to take care of it. Like, his character has proven true time and time again. You know, and like you can trust that. And the other thing too, man, think about this. Like, we get so caught up in, and this hits me home every time, because I know how bad of a person I am.
Yes.
And you don't know that. You only know the promotions and the Instagram, and like, but like no one knows you as a listener.
Yeah.
But you and God.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. And like, aside from the prayers for the promotions and the relationships and the text backs, like those are great, man. Keep doing them. But aside from that, like, he saved your life. You're gonna live in eternity with him forever and ever and ever. And if you live on a street corner for the rest of your life, for the 75 years you have here, have a great time in eternity.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be there. You know, and so like, if we could focus on that, like if that becomes our thing in the morning, yes, like you wake up in the morning, your prayer is not, okay, I hope this meeting goes well. It's like, Father, you have saved my life. It's going to be fine. Like, if he's taking care of your eternity, why would he not take care of you today?
Facts.
Makes no sense, you know? And so like, we have to zoom out. The eternal perspective there is, it's essential to everything we do in this life.
I love it. Ryan, this has been beautiful. Let's land this plane the next few minutes here talking about your new book, Countercultural Christianity. Give us a little backstory on that, and let's talk about that book, man.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna ruffle some feathers and ruffle a lot of people, even in the Christian faith.
Yeah, sure. So the book is called Counterfeit Christianity, 8 Statements to Identify Lukewarm Faith. And the book is born out of this idea that we've kind of just picked and choose parts of the Bible to obey, listen to, and we've completely drifted away from the Jesus of the Bible. And so the book in and of itself is 8 chapters, and each chapter has a counterfeit statement that says, look, if this is true about you, you might want to take a step back and evaluate, you know? So it's like, a counterfeit faith has a self-centered view of reality.
Yeah.
A counterfeit faith, you know, does not share their faith. A counterfeit faith likes God for what he can do more so than who he is. And so as you're reading through the book, you really challenge. It's a discipleship book. You're evaluating and challenging what you actually believe about the God that you serve or claim to serve. And like, you know, we talked about this before we started. Like, America has become so outdated on the holiness column that we could care less about who we are,
On
like
the
our
holiness column.
It's like we have no. All I want, if there's a God out there, the only thing I want is for him to do stuff for me. And
you think that's a Western culture mindset?
Absolutely a Western culture mindset.
Have you traveled abroad, or
a little bit?
Or you've seen
seen and heard?
Okay.
And like, you look at their lives and they're like, I'm completely content with the life that I have,
which is
like seemingly nothing to us.
We would be, how has this happened to me?
Right.
Woe
it's like,
is
oh
me.
man, I only have 15 pairs of shoes today. I lost one. You know, we have no idea.
They're like, shoes?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like Paul says it in 1 Timothy 6. He's like, food and clothing, with that we will be content. And like, the American version is just like, no way. No way. Again, because of the expectation of the land we live in, that creates disappointment from promises God hasn't given us. You know? And so I guess, you know, the book in and of itself is a challenge of like, the Jesus you say you follow, let's just double check all the X and Y's that's the Jesus of the Bible.
Yeah.
You know, one who prioritizes character formation, right? Pruning, sanctifying. Like, that is his highest priority. Your calling, the thing that you've been created to do, it's to become more like him, and everything else is going to play out, you know? And so,
what are you most, out of the 8 chapters, out of anything that you wrote in this book, what are you most passionate about sharing right now?
I would say God's highest call for your life is to become more like him.
Oh God, that made me uncomfortable.
That's it.
Man, God's highest call is for me to be more
highest call.
Yeah.
Not second, not maybe tiptoeing for, like, highest and only. I'll even add that, because think about this, man.
Bro, you're making me feel. I don't like that statement.
I mean, okay, think about it like this. Let's say you're Paul in today's world. Yeah. Yesterday you saw Jesus on the Damascus Road. You're like, oh, I'm converted now. What's the first thing you're gonna probably do? It's like, probably start a podcast, probably write a book, and start an Instagram. You know what I mean? Like that's where our mind goes, is like, okay, now I'm a Christian, so now I got to produce all this content, all these like written resources.
My gosh, bro.
And listen, man, if you are a Christian, your highest call is to become like him. And that's going to hurt. You know, this is the word prune in John 15. Like when he cuts branches away, it's going to hurt. And like, you have to be okay. The scripture says, those who he loves, he disciplines. Oh. Right? And like your life, think about it like this. Your life in and of itself is one long disciplinary action. We don't like that at all. We don't like that at all. You know? But like if it's to become more like him, you're going to get to the gates and it's like I'm ready.
You're in.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
my whole life was spent chasing
you. Yes.
Yep, I'm in. Saved by grace, right? But faith alone is never faith alone. Like it always propels you to a life of sanctification. So that's what I mean. That's like the motto of our podcast. It's like God is using anything and everything to shape and prune the person we become. And so like suffering, hardship, wins, losses, good, bad, all of it's being used to make you into who you need to be tomorrow. Whether that's a good husband, a good co-worker, host, wife, spouse, like what you go through today, whether that's like awesome or down to the dumps, like that's propelling you to the person you need to be. And so if that's our perspective, if that's what we go through, like it's like when you get fired, when you have the miscarriage, it's like, man, God is using that for my good, and I can trust him.
Man, Ryan, this has been powerful. I'm gonna have to replay this one, but man, I want to know something maybe more vulnerable about you as we wrap this up.
Come on.
What's out of how eloquently you've spoken, out of so much that like I've been blessed by this podcast. Everyone who listens to this has been a blessing, man. You're phenomenal at sharing and explaining things. What is one thing that God is pruning in your life right now?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. I'm 22. The Lord has been very gracious to allow me to connect with guys like you, guys around the country, around the world, be in rooms I shouldn't be in, talk to people I shouldn't talk to. And I have this expectation now of, okay, this happened in a year, and so year 2 should be double, right? Like speed can be measured now because of what you've already done. And so I've gotten to this place where I have these expectations, like, okay, like this better happen by
X,
or else like something's off.
My faith is wrong.
Something, or either my faith's wrong or you're not that good. And man, like a month ago, because I'm sitting in these seasons of like, what's next? Right? I'm not married. I don't have a stable job. Like I'm working, but I'm not, I don't have like what I would crystal ball. This is my perfect life.
Got you.
And I'm sitting there one day and I'm just thinking like, man, I have all these expectations, and I feel like God, I didn't hear audibly, but I feel like he was saying to me like, there's still more of you that needs to be crucified. Like there's parts of your life, sins that you think aren't that big of a deal, that if I gave you that platform now, it would destroy your life, your family, your church, your business. Like if I gave you what you want right now, all the things on the list, your character couldn't hold that. And so you're welcome.
You're welcome.
And like
mic drop.
Yeah, and like again, like that hurts. It's like, man, I'm not, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. But it's the reality of like, no matter how good we think we are, God is always pushing us to more and more grace-driven sanctification. Grace-driven sanctification. Like, and I want to make this very clear because I don't know where your listeners are at, but some of them may think like the better I become, the more of a chance I get in heaven. It's like, that's not the way it works, right? The gospel is grace alone saves. Like the cross work, you believe, you're in, period.
Bingo.
But once you are in, you're in the family, and so you need to act like you're in the family.
In the family.
You know what I mean? And so that's been something that's been challenging to me.
Bro, that's a blessing to hear that. Last thing I wanted to ask you before we go, explain the shadow mission and how do we crucify it?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I have this term, shadow mission.
Okay.
And really what it is you're doing these things, you're going here, speaking here, discipling people here, but in the reality, when the lights are turned off, you can see the shadow of why you're really doing it. Practically what that would look like is like, you serve the lady at the store. It's like, hey, record this real quick. You know what I mean?
Or even the thought or desire, I wish this could be recorded.
It's a slippery slope, man. Another one. Hey, I'm going to go speak here. I'm speaking to this kind of audience, but I really want to speak to this kind of audience on my social media. So I'm going to tell them what I should be telling them, so they're going to have no idea what I'm talking about. But I'm doing it for the clips. Shadow mission. Right?
Where it's like you're in front of the audience and God didn't tell you to say that to them, but you're going to say it anyway because
just because that's what you want to do.
Oh, buddy.
And so I guess for all the ministry people, leaders out there, even if you're not, like, if you're Christian, you're in ministry, like your life is being used. So like if you're Christian, your mission, your goal is to glorify and excel the King. Like, this is what John the Baptist said, right? I'm here to prepare the way. That's it. I don't want any credit, want any glory. I'm literally just here to point to the King. And just check your shadow missions. You know, whenever you do X, Y, or Z, like, just, it's very simple. Like I said earlier, the wrestle honors God. Okay, and so like why am I really doing this? Am I doing this for this reason? And bring accountability in. Like, hey man, I want you to keep me in check when I go do this. Like, ask me how I'm doing. Where's my head at as I complete these things? And so you just want to make sure like your life is sold out for Him,
bro.
You know,
it's impressive. Love it, brother. This has been a blessing having you on the Kingdom Bros podcast. Where can we find the book? Where can we find you on social?
So Instagram is Ryan C. Shieh, SHIEH, Ryan C. Shieh, and you can find all content, podcast links. We have a podcast called the Pruned Podcast, and books will be coming out probably in a couple of months here. I have a website on my Instagram. You could Google it, Ryan Shieh on Google. You could find all those kind of things, and we'd love to connect with all you guys.
Love it, my friend. Thanks for being on.